We're here with Tami Cannizzaro, who is an executive at IBM that spoke today at the Westchester Digital Summit. Thank you so much, because it was so well received. You did such an excellent job, and the Chief Marketing Officer, John Zanzarella from Silverback Social, leaned over to me and said, this is the actionable, appropriate meat and potatoes content that people want. Because it was just so wonderful. So I'd love just like a brief recap of your thought process for what you were presenting today.
So I talked a little bit about, my personal journey, honestly, through social media. And I think a lot of people, frankly, our age, haven't grown up as digital natives, I don't know about you, but I was on a, typewriter in college, and
I have fun regaling my team with stories of not having an email address when I went to school.
Exactly.
And I'm like, they're like, you didn't have email? Of course not. No, I didn't have it. Mid-freshman year, I had an email address and maybe used it once a month.
Exactly.
Maybe. Yeah.
This is exactly my point. And I think there are a lot of us who are, not digital natives, trying to kind of figure out this new landscape.
Sure.
And so, I just talked a little bit about, my journey to first of all kind of codify, like, all right, what do I want to be known as? Because suddenly I think people sometimes feel uncomfortable with, now I'm a public persona, and really getting themselves out there online. And so, I did a little bit of a piece of work of, who do I want to be and who is my aspirational persona, that I want to be, maybe not who I am today, but who I want to be in the next 5 years. And, just starting to jump in on Twitter. And a lot of people, I think, are a little bit afraid to jump in on social media. It's intimidating. And, I had a team call, like a year ago, and I said to my team, guys, this is our world now. You need to be active on social. And I don't care if you're active on Twitter and you're talking about, how much you love your pet. It doesn't matter, or marketing, or, digital analytics. It's more about understanding the landscape. And somebody who I really respect said to me, you know what, Tami, I'm afraid because I'm worried that I'm going to say something that's going to get me fired.
Oh, wow.
And and I really took that to heart because I thought, wow, that's why a lot of people haven't jumped in, because it's scary.
Yeah.
And so I just talked a little bit about how to get started. And, I talked with someone after, and he said, is there a manual for Twitter? And I said to him, listen, just do me a favor, log in and just start reading, and you will get engaged, right? It's almost, it'll pull you in.
Right?
You gotta listen and find a couple people that you respect and you like, and just get started. And I think that's kind of my, my message to people. Just get started, and the rest will start to follow, and and naturally happen.
It's hugely compelling because I was talking to another speaker about your followers and how you had a few tweets about the summit, and it was the most engaged tweets from any other speaker. So while it's not 2 million followers, it's like 20 some odd thousand followers, your community is so engaged with you and listening to the content that you provide.
It's funny. I get asked a lot of times, like, oh, can I buy followers, or can I, and I always say, at some point, I think social media is about truly, it's more traditional than you would think. It's about growing your network and meeting new people. And, I actually think that the reason I do have an engaged following is because a lot of the people that follow each other that I'm networked with, we know one another. We share one another's blogs. We've met one another. And even today, I met a lot of great people. Greg Weiss from MasterCard. Folks that I've known online, and then you make those personal relationships.
There's context.
There's context. And now guess what? Greg sees my blog, and next thing you know, he's gonna retweet and share my blog because we know one another.
Sure.
And so I think it's that intersect between being active on social, but then also turning that social into relationships and supporting people. The other thing I also say is, and I'm sure I stole this from someone, I'm not sure who, but just the thought behind, who it is? Brian Kramer.
Okay.
So he's somebody I really follow. He's very active on social, and he's been a mentor of mine. And he has kind of said, always be sort of thinking about the value you're adding as opposed to what am I getting out of this kind of relationship. I guess it's like any relationship, right?
it's human beings,
It
right?
is.
It's a friendship, right? You're
It's a
not-
friendship,
yeah.
and think about what you're sort of giving to the community,
Yeah, yeah.
and how you're helping support one another. And so I try to do that with other bloggers. I really try to be supportive and retweet and share, and really make sure that I'm being supportive of other people. And I think that naturally in return, people support you for that.
I absolutely love it. Well, listen, it's been a long day. You're absolutely exceptional. We greatly appreciate your coming to the Westchester Digital Summit. We hope you'll come back next
Great
year.
event.
Thanks so much, Tami. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Thanks.